Alright, so we are getting into the draft for Kentapil versus Popo Please. They currently are just doing their map vetoes right now. And we'll just get Morton back into the chat. Hey Morton, how you going, good sir?
I'm good, I'm good. Just trying to organise everything. Pretty
Get
rough.
everything organised. Well, the drafting has started. We are doing the map veto. So far we see Garden of Terror, Dragonshire, Sky Temple being the maps that neither team is, well, I should say neither team, that the teams are not going to be playing. Going to see a removal of, was it Cursed Hole, Blackheart's Bay. So we're going down into the final three: Haunted Mines, Timber's Spider Queen, and Battlefield of Eternity. That'll be interesting. Normally we see Battlefield of Eternity get removed pretty early on in the draft process because it's a lot of people don't like it. Just don't like it as a natural map because there's a lot of it's a very heavy team fighting map. Now, you're essentially fighting the entire time, but the map's not set up for very clean engagement, so it's always messy. Teams just choosing, they don't really want to deal with that sort of situation. So normally we say it vetoed out. However, it's now the last one of two. We might actually see Battlefield of Eternity.
Yeah, it'd be good to see because there's a lot of kind of unique tactics to play on that map, so it's really good to watch. Oh, we got the old Tomb of the Spider
But it
Queen.
is the Tomb of the Spider Queen. The seems to be a map favorite in the sort of the down at this sort of region here in the ANZ or in the NZ region, and obviously it also tracks to the NZ part of that. All right, so we're getting onto the draft phase now. Going to have the first ban being done by Kentapil. They also are first pick as well. By all rights, we really should see a ban here on Zeratul. Just no teams really should want to deal with him unless Kenta is going to plan to pick Zeratul first.
So first ban Joanna. She's quite strong on this map as well.
Yeah.
Because especially because you can rotate quite well on this map because the lanes are so close together. So she can just rotate from one lane to another, just pushing it and almost instantly clearing waves.
That's fairly true, but we're going to see Popo Please being forced to, well, they're not forced, but choosing to ban out Zeratul, preventing Kenta picking up in case that was their first pick. And instead, Kenta will be picking up Kelthis, very powerful on this map, or very powerful on all maps, but particularly because he got the Chain Bomb at level 13, very, very easily to catch enemy heroes inside it. So Popo Please choosing to pick up their Stitches first. And also, Popo picking up the Brightwing selection this time. Oh, interesting to see what composition they're going for with that. I mean, we saw the Brightwing picked up last game for Team Tyrael, but it didn't really pay off for him too well. So I wonder if Popo has a better plan or a better strategy they're going to be using against it. Maybe they're just taking it for the hard CC. But I mean, Kelthis is pretty squishy, so instead of CCing him, you could just kill him. Alright, so Kentapil choosing to pick up the Muradin.
Yeah, it looks like they're going Stitches and Brightwing again. Oh, sorry, they stole Brightwing from the other team, didn't they? So yeah, that's quite unique.
And Kenta also picking up the Uther. Very strong healer. Obviously going to be able to support that Kelthis really well with the Divine Shield. Any bad situation Kelthis get into, he can throw the Divine Shield on and just allow him to continue the burst in those team fights as well. So that's a lineup. I mean, obviously they banned out Johanna, so maybe they suspected Popo was going to select her. But I mean, Muradin, I would have almost preferred Johanna currently in that lineup. But we still don't know what they're going to go ahead with and pick. All right, so Popo hitting into their bonus pool time now for picking, for doing their next ban. Really against what Kentapil's building. I mean, I would be looking to remove assassins that you're not going to pick now. So we know Kenta's trying to force a probably going to something like Valor or some of those auto attack heroes.
Yeah.
So unless Popo's thinking about taking Illidan or Valor, maybe think about removing some of their assassins from the pick. However, Popo has decided to ban Zagara. Her vision on this map can just be so game turning.
Yeah, Zagara in general is just a really strong hero. The damage she does in her lane, her team fights, her vision control, it's all really, really strong.
That's it. And Arthur's just being removed from the list for Pentakill. From Pentakill by banning it out. I don't think that was a necessary ban. I mean, there's so many other bruisers that do a similar role. Again, unless Kenta's thinking about taking something like Illidan and they just want to play against it. I'm surprised Popo didn't think about taking the Zagara, to be honest. Just because of the such good vision on this map. However, they're going to take Falstad instead. So we're going to see a a similar play from last game, I feel, where we're going to have the Stitches pull someone in. We're going to have Falstad come through, do a lot of damage with his Shock and Awe and just natural auto attacks. I wonder if we'll see him pick up Jaina, because that seemed to do really well for him last game as well.
Yeah, the Falstad played really well last game as well. He played his hero really, really well. So it looks like he's probably one of his comfort picks.
Yeah, that's it. So they got a bit of pull. Oh, actually, no, choosing to pick up the Sylvanas instead. That's going to be really good in the bottom lane. Sylvanas is another great hero. I mean, they're all great heroes in their own right. But picking up that Sylvanas for the bottom lane, going to put a lot of pressure on. However, Kenterpil is going to return that with an Azebo and a Butcher pickup. That explains the Muradin. So we might be looking at a... or Muradin and Uther. We might be looking at a little bit of a roam here from Uther and the Butcher, or even Muradin and the Butcher. Just going to be able to go in and get those stuns on enemy hero early in the game, and the Butcher's going to be able to go in and just punish them so heavily. Right now, Popo doesn't have a strong support, so those early game picks are going to be so easy for Kenterpil to pick off right now. I mean, looking at Popo's lineup, they don't quite have a lot of damage on the board yet. They need to take something like Jaina, potentially even Valor for sustained damage. They got to take something for this lineup just to add that little bit of extra damage onto their list.
Yeah, generally I think Kenterpil's draft just so far is just a lot stronger. Like just the heroes alone, Kael'thas, Uther, Nazebo, Butcher, they're all really strong heroes. Whereas Popo Please's heroes are kind of more situational, but they can still definitely work. So we'll have to see how they play it again.
Well, they're in an awful situation, right? Where I don't think Brightwing's going to be. Whether you go and a Nubarak. Yeah, that's I don't think Brightwing's going to be enough healing for him. So you need to look at picking a healer, or maybe picking another tank to support the lineup. But then they need damage as well. So even though they're taking Nubarak, great tank, it's going to be able to help against some of those engages. I don't feel they've got the damage to really follow up in any of these fights, and they don't have the heals to keep themselves in the fights. But we'll obviously see how that goes, see how the game progresses. But I mean, we said it last round. We said, Popo, please, we don't like their lineup. We don't think it's strong enough, and they came out and won. They were on top, so maybe they can do it again. Yeah, maybe these are the hidden plays. So we'll just wait for the game lobby to be fired up now. So we're on Tomb of the Spider Queen, Kenterpil versus Popo, please. Looking at these lineups, I think we're both in favour at the moment of Kenterpil being able to take this game out. It is a best of one, so they're basically fighting to stay. Well, I've said it before, so again, they are fighting to stay inside the winner's bracket. Because obviously you're getting knocked down to the loser's bracket. I mean, you've lost your first chance. You're in that loser's bracket. You've got no more tries. You have to win every game up to the grand final. So we'll just wait to... just waiting for the game invite now. So just trying to think what we might see. So obviously with Stitches, we're going to see obviously a lot of good hook and engagements in that way. They're going to need to be very clever with that Stitches and really get those good picks on the characters like Kael'thas and Nazebo. Alright, just been invited to the lobby. Ooh, it's going to join. Alright, awesome. Alright, so yeah, it's, Popo has to be really clever here and get those attachments onto the Kael'thas and the Nazebo. And the Butcher's going to be able to do a lot of damage, but they've got relatively good ability to get away from it, or at least stun him after his initial charge. However, a lot of damage from Kenterpil is going to be coming from that Kael'thas at level 13 and Nazebo when he hits level 16. So yeah, they have to actually do a lot of punishing to the Butcher early on in the game when he overextends, but then he needs to then they need to at the later levels really focus on Kael'thas and Nazebo just to boost their damage total. The only trouble is with Uther. I mean, that Divine Shield on any of their assassins is going to be, super strong or super effective at keeping them up alive. And I don't know if Popo's going to be able to switch, because once they do their initial attacks on Hero X, like the Butcher, they don't really have anything to follow up onto any other heroes when they have to do that big switch onto someone with the Divine Shield. And they're not going to have this heals because they've got the Brightwing support. That's going to punish them a little bit as well. So that's my sort of opinions on the fight. Kenterpil can just engage. They can just... Muradin can go in and they can just fight their normal fight. Bush can come in from the side, do some flanking. Popo is going to have to get some really smart hooks and just really be able to corner people to, I think, to progress in this game. But we'll see. All right, so everyone was in lobby. Did we just...
I don't know what they're doing.
All right.
It says they're playing a quick match. Wait. Oh no, that's someone else.
Sometimes if they're on a score screen, it
Yeah.
could still be lingering from what they were just doing.
Supposedly they had errors in the lobby, so I think they're just remaking it now.
All right, too easy. Just wait for the re-invite. All right, guys. So anyway, so we've talked a little bit about what we think's going to happen in this game, about the team picks. Tell us in the chat what you think who you think is going to win this series, who you think's got the stronger team. We've seen Popo please be really effective with that Stitches, so maybe they can really capitalize on it and just continue to keep winning their games, really. But what do you think? Is Stitches and Brightwing going to be a new part of the meta, or is that just that's just a one-trick pony? Probably not going to be seen again outside of this tournament. Let us know in the chat. Let us know what you think. Alright, so got that game lobby up and running yet?
No, not yet. I think one of them's just reopening their client.
Alright, so it's doing a restart. Cool.
Yeah.
Alright, what we don't do is we'll go check out that bracket, see how the other games are progressing. If they've progressed at all. Drafting brackets not working properly. Alright, here we go. So alright, so only 6 teams signed up to this tournament, so there's a couple of buys in the first round. Where we've got so we currently should have, I thought this was Dota up against Team Reina. Just waiting to see who's going to win. Team Reina did beat Team Thrall in their first game. Following up from that, obviously we saw Popo versus Team Tyrael. Popo advanced to the next round to fight Caterpillar, and we're just waiting on that game to get started now. Interesting enough, the losers bracket has two buys. So technically, Team Thrall and Team Tyrael did win their first game in the losers bracket, and will fight each other in round 3 of that losers bracket. And like I said, I haven't seen Team Thrall, don't exactly know what their lineup is. From what I've seen of Team Tyrael, however, if they can get their coordination together, they really should be able to crawl their way back through the team bracket. They didn't draft too badly, they just didn't play the game properly as a team. Alright, so we're just waiting as this lobby not up. Oh, there we go. Invite coming out. Alright, there we go.
Oh,
So
they just got to move you.
And
Yeah, I think this is quite a few of the guys' kind of first tournaments, so they're not all 100% kind of sure on hosting lobbies and whatnot. So just have a bit of patience with them.
definitely have to start somewhere. And what a better place
yeah.
to start than in the might of ANZ.
Alright, so they just have to invite you now, I believe.
I think I'm already in there. Oh, no, I'm not. You were kicked from the lobby.
Yeah, I think it's because they had to move someone up into
Yeah.
your slot.
Alright, we'll just wait to get re-invited back into this. Alright, so teams are looking interesting. I definitely believe Caterpillar has the stronger team lineup. However, Popo, please, we saw him. We'll see if they'll be able to come back and really give us a good game again. I think I've said it a few times, just that Brightwing support, just a little bit iffy on.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they've kind of picked at this game as well, because I think, yeah, all they picked at the time was Uther.
And he was such a good pick. I mean, Uther is such a strong hero. I mean,
Yep.
really, he is the best support currently in the game. And they had an option to take him because that Divine Shield just gives you so much of what you can do, right? Just gives you so much in the way of what can happen in team fight, just in protection-wise. even without taking Divine Shield. You know, the Divine Storm, depending on your composition, could be fairly strong as well, stunning the entire team. But I mean, that Divine Shield is just really top pick. Uther's a top pick. I'm surprised they didn't pick him up. All right, so 10 out of 10 are ready. We will get this match underway in a moment. Get excited, guys. Like I said, let us know who your picks are for this game. Who do you think is going to be the stronger or the better team in this lineup? Let us know.
I think one of them's having connection issues in the lobby.
Yeah.
I'll just have to wait.
Stream still streaming, yeah. Everything.
Alright, we're starting now, hopefully.
Alright, beautiful. So we are on the... For those just tuning in, this is Kentapil versus... Kentapil versus Team Popo Please. It is the Tomb of the Spider Queen. Both teams have drafted... one team is very solid, the other team is very interesting. We'll see, however, they'll be able to pull it off. Stitches and Brightwing is, of course, on that team. Very excited to see if they can pull it off. Very excited to see how they're going to play. I am... Yeah, it's just... I think it's going to be a good game. Just if I hadn't seen Popo Please play, I'd say their team lineup of composition was average, or was terrible, and they probably weren't going to be as effective on the map. However, seeing them play, I think they've got some very skilled players on that team, so I think they're really going to be able to have a huge impact.
Yeah, they really do play well as a team, which is a really big thing when you start playing competitive. It's not all about kind of personal mechanics or knowledge of the game. It's just kind of playing as kind of one synergized group, so that's good to see. That's
it, coordination. I mean, at the end of the day, if your team communicates better, it's a good chance you're going to be able to take the games away.
Yeah,
have an easier way. Alright, so we are into the game now. Setting up the overlay.
Yeah, Bocky is just requesting him to be called Bocky and not Blocky.
Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, I did realise that, so I have decided to call him by his rightful name. There we go. Alright, fight is going on, and onto the left side of the map in blue, we do have Popo Please, where we'll have Bocky as Stitches Daredevil down on Felstead. We have a Nubarak being Farsi, and we got Dazim as Sylvanas and Katharina on Brightwing. On the other side of the team, we do have Kentapil, where we have Ultra Dragon as Muradin. We have Lemon as Kelthus. Up the top, we do have Uther. What is that? Sharkalus. And Butcher is Zerua.
Zazora.
And then Dead Puppies on the bottom is Nazebo.
So, yeah. This time they've sent Fulstead bot as well, which they didn't do last game. They sent the Arthur spot, so I think maybe they've learnt from that mistake, which is good to see.
Even though, having said that, they do have the Sylvanas on their team, so they possibly could have sent it down the bottom lane.
Yeah.
Sharkalus was in a little bit of issue up top, but really been able to walk out. It's still very early in the game. No one can really do too strong an engage. I'm waiting to see what happens with that Butcher, however. That stun up top with the Butcher, the stun from Uther, and then the Butcher charging in is going to be could be massive.
Yeah.
If they choose to rotate.
Especially against Sylvanas, because her kind of escape is cancelled quite easily by CC, so we'll have to see if they can chain that well.
Yeah, that's it. So I'm very excited to see how it's going to happen in the top lane. But that bottom lane, to be honest, I'd actually like to see Sylvanas rotate down to the bottom lane and really verse up against that Zebo. I think that's going to be a much...
Yeah, it'd be a lot better matchup for their team.
Yeah, that's it. Alright, so just seeing what these lanes are, seeing if anyone's playing Engage. Alright, while it's just a much slower and quieter game. Oh, actually, might see a little bit of engagement on the middle. Oh, Nubrak's trying to dive in deep, but however, he's going to get punished. The stun comes out from Muradin. And we'll just back away from the fight. Thought they might be able to do something because Nurek does have good dive potential. Oh, look at this. There's a handing going on. If the Butcher catches him, no, Spike's coming out. Is a Nurek going to be able to run away from this? Oh, no, this charge going on. But
that.
good cancel. That's a sign of a good Butcher player if they can cancel their charge.
Yeah, Murden's low on mana and he's kind of sticking around. There's not much he can do here. Just have to slowly wait to get all that mana back so he can make some plays.
Well, that's it. We obviously see that Popo players want to hand and want to start getting their gems in early, so they're not panicking at the last minute. However, well, they are managed to slowly get him in there. It's pretty good. They're doing a good job. Kenderpil really needs... Oh, the engage goes on to Bocky. Bocky has been intact. He's going to turn around, start fighting. Ultra Dragon's on low health, has to back out. Faust comes up into the mix. It is a massive fight. A Nurek will be the first to fall. Who can fall next? We're going to see stun come on Sylvanas, and we're going to see Kenderpil back out. That was... And then Dead Puppy is also coming up, just to add a couple of frogs into the end of that fight. That was a great engage from that Butcher there, jumping onto... jumped onto Bocky. However, Bocky managed to escape, but a Nubarak instead was turned around and punished. No, I think, sorry, it was onto Bocky. Sorry. Butcher charged someone.
Yeah. No, they did play that really well. Nazeebo was bot as well the whole time. Falstead used his mount to
another stun on top. Sylvanas in a bad situation. She is going to be able to escape from it, however. But only just on the nick of time, was on low health. A Nurak trying to get a stun onto support and a chain. Another good chain come out, but just missed. It's good positioning. Would have pulled Muradin into a set of towers, but unfortunately just missed right at the end there.
Team Kenderpil seem to be prioritising turn-ins really high. But then they're not turning in too much, but if they keep turning in so much, then they will get it slowly.
Well, everyone's doing a good job to soak each of these lanes, but another the gravity collapse onto a Nurak. Nurak just going to be able to walk away from that on very low health. He's going to be out of the next fight potentially if he doesn't back for any sort of health right now. We see that Kenderpil is trying to do another hand in. The Butcher is going to do... No, I thought we could do a little bit of work on Sylvanas. Not be able to catch her, not in the position. Just going to back her off, push her away from that hand in point. And yeah, it's just lots of little... Kenderpil is playing a very... Oh, no, she did get taken out in the top. Moved away from the top lane for just half a second. And she was taken out, obviously, by the Uther and Butcher. Like that stun and engage. It's just so powerful. And I am devastated that I missed their handiwork.
Yeah, I think the Venom pickup on Butcher as well makes getting early kills quite a bit easier. But it's not the best talent for late game, but it can definitely do work early game, which is good.
They're going to be punishing anyone that hangs around. So we see Nurak's on a little bit low health, well, having to back out to heal.
Muradin's getting very low as well. Down bottom turn in. Brewing's going to go down.
Taken there.
Down to Bocky as well.
Yeah, Bocky's in a bad spot. He might be taken out from that chain bomb. Is enough damage?
Oh,
that chain might have been bad. Uther should have turned around and throw a stun into him, but he chose not to. Uther's going to just back out from the fight. Does not want to be in the thick of it where he is. And a lot of people on low health, but no one... some people on low health, but no one really wants to dive in and be the one to die just yet. Kenderpil doing a good thing right now, however. They've had to go back to their lanes, because behind that, we did see Popo get a hand in on the Tomb of the Spider Queen. The Web Weavers have been summoned. So this is going to put Kenderpil a little on the defensive. They have spread out, however, to try and protect all lanes.
Yep, they'll be able to siege really well bot with Sylvanas and Falstead with the Spider as well. Nazeebo can't really defend too well against that, so we'll have to see how Kenderpil react to that. Muradin has gone down, just to push them off it really.
It's going to help, just going to finish up. So the Spider in the middle has been taken out. Muradin's going to keep calling it Muradin Uther. Muradin is going to have to back out from that. Could get... Ooh, he dived in a little bit. Thought Sylvanas might try and Sylvanas Feather might try and punish him a little bit there, put a little damage onto him. Butcher by himself. This could be actually a bad spot if someone doesn't rotate up to help him. And we see Muradin and Dead Puppies coming up. Ooh, he's going to have another engagement in the middle.
Kenderpil have got a little bit of an XP lead, and they should be getting their spiders now. Yeah. So we'll have to see if they can kind of start snowballing from this stage here.
Well, we're going to see a similar situation with the Web Weavers, but we see Kenta is just trying to put a little bit more pressure on the enemy, possibly get a kill. But I mean, Nurak's got such great escapes with that Borrow that he's going to be a very hard customer to kill later on in the game once he's a bit more survival. He's got a bit more survival up in himself.
Good chain of CC there. Bocky just manages to walk out. Oh, that noob is a bit caught out. They might be able to catch him.
Nah, that Borrow is just too strong a way for a new Rack to escape from these situations. Oh, but no, he will hang around too much and he will die. Sorry, Bocchi will die and gave instead. Trying to dive behind the wall, but just not enough. I see a lot of low health going on. Uther on low health. The Muradin also on low health as well. I doubt Popo can really dive into him, especially with Stitches down. But I mean, it's a bit of a concern, especially finding those walls, that the enemy could potentially, if they've got greater range potential, just snipe those sort of lower health heroes in the mix.
Yeah.
Alright, so Web Weave. So Web Weavers have been summoned for both teams. Not really much getting done from either team in this situation.
No.
I think the winner of that engagement was, well, it was definitely Popo had the better one with that big push in bottom. But we see a little bit of Uther's in a little bit of trouble here. He's been eaten by Stitches. Stitches is pulling him back as far as he can, and then Uther is gonna. The ultimates heroics have been chosen, but obviously was not.
Yeah, that was a good pull him off by Brightwing there as well. Kind of just taking away that chance of a Divine Shield put on himself.
Yeah, that is right at the end. Some very, very good plays. And Uther, Uther's going to be up in about 10 seconds anyway, so it might have been potentially a waste of to use his Divine Shield in that situation. They haven't given up too much of an advantage. Obviously, you don't want to go for any sort of advantage, but Anub'arak can borrow out of this, no worries. And, ooh, it's interesting. Sylvanas might be getting engaged on, she actually is, but that Butcher is obviously seasoned, and he's trying to not go too deep on the enemy.
Looks like he wants to get that Anub'arak.
Oh,
he's been web blasted.
That's actually really good. If Popo can take up a kill here and then rotate on that Butcher, they can get a kill. However, that is a great zoning there by the Phoenix from Kelthus, and they're just going to push. It's just going to push Popo back. That was such a good engage by the Butcher there, turning around on Anub'arak, throwing down the Lance of the Slaughter. He was by himself, couldn't really respond to anything. He is a tank, so Butcher getting a lot of health back. But that web wrap, beautiful played. But then even Kentapil followed up with that zoning from the Phoenix, stopping Popo from actually capitalizing on the web wrap and jumping on the opponent. That was really good play by both teams. Brightwing might be in a little bit of trouble here if a little bit of gravity lapse comes in, and she is taken out. The CC just being too strong for her.
Yeah, they are Kentapil are chaining their CC really well, especially with Butcher, Kalthas, Uther, Muradin. They're playing it really well.
However, even though they did get the Brightwing kill, they have not got the next of the Web Weavers, and we're going to see Popo please summon another set onto the map. Not going to be as far forward in some of the lanes as last time, I believe. So it's not quite as strong as the last one, and I feel that Kent is just going to be able to respond to this really easily, especially because they've had to. Well, we don't see anyone from Popo capitalizing. A little bit of engage going on in the middle. Anub'arak goes in. That Butcher might be in trouble, but oh, the web wrap. Oh, this is a good situation here. Maybe a little bit of a mistimed place, but it's coming on. So the Divine Shield can't be going. Great Stitches play just then. And now we're going to see Uther in a little bit of trouble. Is he going to be able to escape from this? His Divine Shield is up. Choosing not to use it, however. Saving. Butcher's on low health. What is he doing on that side of the wall? He's got to get back because he can be easily shot over the wall right now. And they've really changed from the back of that Web Weavers. Did not look very strong. However, Popo has come out on top, getting that kill on Uther, disabling the Butcher by putting him on low health so he can't really re-engage. Muradin has gone in, however, Avatar's been popped. The Butcher's going in, slammed on the Brightwing. I see Kelthus as well going in. Brightwing dying, no support currently for Popo, please. Butcher throwing down Lance of the Slaughter. He is overextended, but he will fall on this, but they'll get a kill onto Sylvanas as well. So we've got a 2-for-2 trade at the moment, neither team being in a sufficiently strong position. But I would say that Kentapil definitely won in that engagement, driving back Popo, please, and getting some neat kills along the way as well.
Yeah, Nazeebo was pretty much owned for the entire fight as well, so he managed to get his Gargantuan out, but then he couldn't really do much after that, so they did pretty well to come out on top with that.
Yeah, they couldn't really follow up either. Kelthus did a good job. Lemon playing Kelthus did a good job. They were sitting up the top lane, waiting for the Muradin to go in, and then to get their get the stun going on from the Butcher's charge. Butcher did overextend a little bit. I mean, they did get 2 kills from it, but I don't know. Maybe he should have turned back and see if he could survive. But I mean, they didn't. They haven't given up too much of a lead, and they they do have the Web Weavers now, so they've definitely put themselves in a much. Well, they're in a stronger position now than they were minutes ago.
Yeah, and neither team. Oh, there's a bit of a fight going on top of Sylvanas. They've caught her out.
Lance taken out, just catching Denderbat. The stun from Muradin, Uther, and Butcher is just too powerful in those regards. They are the people to be watching this game because that's the second time they've done that, and we've just missed most of the action.
Yeah, and neither team are really doing their camps as well. They're kind of just only prioritizing the turn-ins, which it's not always a good thing, but you know they're playing about the same. So
I'd say right now they're both teams are in a situation where they've got to be soaking those lanes, trying to get that level of experience. If they duck off to do their camps and they're caught, if they're caught doing their camps, I mean that's going to spell disaster for basically for their fortifications. And because it's such a small map, your teams can rotate pretty fast. So if you catch onto that, you could potentially punish one of their lanes as well. Alright, so just watching around. Kenderpil looks like they're eyeing off Bocky in that mid lane there. Now Bocky's going to back off. He knows he doesn't want to be a part of this action at all.
Oh, they could catch a new wreck here.
Oh,
Butcher's gone straight into their entire team. He's pretty low health.
He has to back off. Silence come out. Not going to be taking the shock and Divine Shield going on. Good one. Anubrak will be killed. Seeing the Lambs to the slaughter here. Avatar has been popped for Ultra Dag, and Butcher's been eaten by Stitches. That might be enough to kill him while inside the belly of the beast. And it will, however. And then he's going to be back out. Muradin's on low health as well.
Oh,
and
good hook, good hook.
Amazing hook just then on Kelthus. Stitches getting another kill. Stitches MVP of that fight just then.
Yeah, they turned that fight around really well. A lot of focus went down onto Anubarak, who's probably not your #1 target to focus. So the rest of Popo players played it really well, especially Sylvanas, which was getting a lot of damage off during that fight.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm really impressed with that. I mean, the Butcher went in. We saw the Divine Shield from Uther go on the Butcher. Great play, it landed the slaughter. But I think you're right. They just focused the wrong target. And the rest of the damage of the Assassins on Team Popo just really forced that fight back into their favor. And they've even managed to get a hand in from the Web Weavers as well. So, again, they're going to be able to capitalize on this position. They don't have a level advantage, however. So, Kenderpil is doing a great job in that regard, still keeping up the experience. We see a little bit of a stun going on to Sylvanas in the top lane, but she will just wraith out of it.
Zebo's going to get caught bot lane. That was a good dive there from Popo plays as well.
Alright, both teams engaging on both sides of the map. Trying to keep up with the action is just so... It's proving to be a bit of a challenge this game. Team doing a good job of split pushing. Right now, if you were Kenderpil, what would you do to secure this game for you? What would be your next course of action to get back into this game?
I think their best bet, honestly, is pretty much what they're doing right about to do now. Just forcing a 5v5 fight with Kalthas, Butcher engaging and Muradin.
Oh, but look at that hook come out from Butcher. Has gone onto Kelthus. Kelthus is going to back away with the Divine Shield, but that's his damage gone for the fight. Sylvanas will actually be the one next to... Oh, no. The Muradin's going for the kill over. Left his team to die behind. Uther backing out. But however, the only one to fall so far has been someone from Popo. We got Kenderpil going in. Kelthus on low health. Will die. They do a trade with... Oh, it's everyone dying left, right, and center. But it looks like Popo is the one in the bad seat. And Kenderpil come out on top. One trade for 5.
Yeah, luckily, just before Kalthas died, he was able to get off a double chain bomb and pretty much set up his entire team to win that fight. So that was really well played as well.
Yeah, that's it. Kenderpil, Team Popo just being too stuck together, too close to each other. Those bombs going off and hitting everyone. I think we were just talking about what did Kenderpil have to do to start securing this game. That was it. What they had to do. Have a really solid team fight. I mean, behind this, they can pick up multiple mercenary camps. They can't do the boss, unfortunately, but we see Muradin going up top. Obviously going to push that lane a little bit harder. I mean, this is a lot of pressure that's about to come out on the map against Popo. Alright, so on the flip side, your team Popo, you've just had that massive wipe occur. How do you prevent Kenderpil from capitalizing on it?
Well, it's going to be really rough for them because they just generally have a weaker team fight team. But they've got a far more kind of pick-off kind of composition. So what they really have to do is kind of move around as 5 and just hope they can pick people off with Stitches. Kind of the Sylvanas silence, stopping them from getting away.
Yeah.
So I think they're really going to struggle to 5v5 from here on out.
Yeah, that's it. And they do have a set of Web Weavers coming at them as well. They're going to have to think about how they want to handle this, because this could, again, put so much pressure back on the map. We see Kenta here waiting for them to try and move through the middle, try and rotate onto those different web weavers. There, so we think the game we're going to see Kenta play right now is they're actually going to try and keep Popo on those bottom and middle lanes and let their web weaver really go to town on top. Obviously going to push with the middle web weaver while this is going on as well. The chain going on. It was Muradin, however, not getting a very good target. Has been eaten by Stitches, so they don't have their tank for the fight. Muradin's in a bad spot. Is he going to be able to escape? He has popped Avatar, does get out. The web wrap have gone down to the target. Nurak's dived in. Shock and Aura's come out, but not much damage. Nurak is going to fall instead. We see another chain go on. Dead Puppy's being caught. That is Nazeebo, but that zoning from the Phoenix is going to be so good. And now we're going to see Kennefield follow up into Popo. Brightwing being next to be taken out. We're going to see a double stun come out onto Felstad. Felstad on low health. Blocky is about to be taken out, and he is. Another great chain bomb from Kelvin, and then Felstad cleaned up. Alright, the only one left for Popo is Sylvanas. And she's got to back away from this. There is nothing Dasm can do to protect against this. They've got two web weavers pushing to their base. They're about to fall. They are on very low health. But we're going to see Kenta follow up into these fights now. Or fall off into these fortifications and buildings. And yeah, just two sets of catapults coming down each lane. Possibly three if they can rotate. Sylvanas playing it very poorly, hanging around too much, being taken out. I mean, that's not good.
In that fight before, it was played quite well by both teams. Stitches got the good hook on Muradin. You don't usually want to hook Muradin, but they did get him very low. But unfortunately, Anubarak was distracting the rest of his team, which kind of... And Anubarak's a lot squishier than Muradin, so he kind of fell before Muradin, and then his team fights just snowballed from there.
Well, I mean, it was a interesting choice, right? Even though you pull the tank, you've still segregated the tank away from the rest of his team, and you've blocked him against the wall. So you do have a moment to really burst him down. I think the enemy, Popo, does detect what they're doing, but it's going to be too late. The boss is going to be picked up, and they're going to have to back away from this. I mean, there's only a one level difference at the moment, but they do not want to fight with that boss advancing up the lane. And look at the fortification at the top. That boss, they can't kill it in time. It's going to destroy that top fortification. That's another run of catapults coming down. That's even more pressure, and then we're going to see, look at this, we're going to see Kenta here rotate to the bottom, get some pressure on the bottom lane, which means that Popo's going to have to rotate down to the bottom lane to deal with that. And look at the pressure potentially coming up top with just natural minion waves. Plus the fact that that fortification is now down as well, so there'll be catapults too. I mean, Kenta is playing this game very well, very cleverly.
I think Kentpil could have really benefited from pushing with the boss there, especially with Kalthus, because I mean, just look at the damage he does.
Oh, Kalthus has been pulled in by Stitches, and he's been eaten. That's going to be so big. Kalthus is going to probably get taken out from the situation. He's level 20, but he has not taken Bolt, so he will be punished. So the web wrap has gone on. It's gone on to Muradin, but Muradin wasn't in a situation to do much anyway, and Kenta's going to have to back out from that. That was an amazing pull. They were just these Stitches try to do the same thing. I mean, that's what we're talking about. That hook, those hooks are the thing that we need to see Popo do way more of. Get heroes out of position and really punish them. Kalthus not taking Bolt of the Storm at level 20 was an interesting choice, because that's really the only way he can survive in those sort of situations and team fights.
Yeah, and he hasn't taken the shield as well. He's taken Backdraft instead, so he's gone for a really aggressive build. So it works out if his team's winning a fight, but if he gets caught out like that, then he's kind of got no other hopes.
Yeah, that's it. He's definitely he's having, you know, he was even playing smart. That's the funny thing. He was playing safe, knowing that, you know, he got Bolt of the Storm. He was playing safe, and he still got hooked by Stitches.
Yeah.
So he's in a very much of a tough spot. Oh, we see Kenta could do a little bit of engage on his heroes as they rotate into mid lane, choosing not to. Going to try and get a hand in instead. They don't really have enough gems just at the moment, though. It'll be interesting to see what they've got to do. I mean, I really think Kenta just got to start forcing some team fights. I mean, let the Stitches hook work against him and just charge him. Like, Stitches can hook someone towards him all they want. Just charge straight into him and just lay waste. Because I don't think they really, you know, Popo really doesn't have the damage to follow up in some of these team fights. Not burst damage anyway. Except for obviously Felstad.
Yeah, all they've really got is kind of Sylvanas and Fulstad's ults. They don't really have too much burst damage, whereas like Kentapil have Nazeebo.
Oh, this is Kalthus is going in. The chamber I'm going to go on. This is going to be potentially massive, and it is Stitches. Look at all his health fall, and the new Rex going to be the next to fall. And this they can catch up to him. No, he does burrow out of it. but look at that. Did you see Kelthus was sitting there? He saw Sitches sitting in amongst all his minion waves, and he thought this was the time to shine.
The true power of Kael'thas, isn't it? When someone's in the middle of a minion wave, it's deadly.
That is it. So for those of you who aren't aware, right, what just happened there, I think Kender has sort of secured this now. They've got 3 lanes pushing. A little bit of a assault coming on. Murder's going in deep. He's a little bit out of position. Stun goes on. He's web wrap. The Butcher's gone into Felstad and Anubarak. He's on low health. He might fall from this. Can he keep up? No. Butcher's going to get punished. The Zebel's tried the wall, but it did not work. Feisty's on a little bit of low health as well. Will fall from this engagement. Felstad too. And then next we see the entire team wipe. Oh, that looked good for a Popo for a moment there. But Kentapil just proved to have just too much of a strong composition, and that Muradin engaged, getting the right stuns on. Stitches is going to come out, but it's not going to be able to do much against this. Pulls on Kelthus, going to take Kelthus inside the inside the Nexus zone, but it's not going to be much. And Kentapil is going to take this game out in the winners bracket, advancing to the next round.
Yep, they played that game really well. I think